humiliating me yesterday, old lady. You've really done it this time. I still haven't forgiven you in the slightest. You ruined everything, yet again.
What did I do yesterday, exactly?
Don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what you did. I'm talking about when I brought my boyfriend home, and the two of us were watching movies in the living room. Everything was going perfectly. And then you just had to ruin everything like you always do. You totally killed the vibe by walking out of your office like that. Steve won't even text or call me anymore because of you.
Gee, I'm sorry about your date, but you know, I sort of live here, so it's not exactly unnatural for me to be home. Besides, I already told you last week I was going to be working from home from now on, so I'm not really sure what you want from me at this point, honey. Maybe you should have gone to Steve's house instead, you know?
Well, I don't remember you saying anything like that, so clearly you must have left me out of the memo. You ought to start wearing a bell or something.
And while we're at it, could you please call me anything but old lady? I'll take Mother, or Mom, or even Rebecca. Just not that, please. We've been over this before.
Shut up! Maybe if you weren't such an old lady, Steve wouldn't have dumped me at school today.
Ruby, if he broke up with you over one sour date, are you sure he was the right guy for you?
No, he broke up with me because he said you're always getting in our way and that you don't even like him. He was the hottest guy in school, and you blew it for me. Not just once, but over and over again.
All right, let's take a step back. I understand me being around the house is killing your vibe, but I've never been against Steve. He seems like a fine young man.
Maybe you're too old and senile to understand, but you've been a pain in my side at every possible moment. You always walked into my room without knocking while I was on video with Steve, and you even called me while we were on a date at the park. I mean, who does that?
Oh, please. That was hardly anything humiliating. I was just coming up to your room to tell you dinner was ready. We always eat dinner together in this house. And you didn't respond to my texts, so I simply decided to tell you in person.
Ugh. Do you even realize how lame you sound right now? It's like you have no idea what my life is even like.
And as for that date at the park, you make it sound like I just interrupted you randomly. But that's not what happened at all, and you know it. I know you think I'm going senile, but I distinctly remember calling you because I asked you to be home by 8 and you were out past 10.
Oh my God, Mom! I'm in high school? Can you seriously drop the overprotective act at this point? I'm practically an adult at this point, and you still think I'm a baby. All these rules and this curfew nonsense you come up with can go to hell for all I care.
Ruby, please. That's no way to talk to anyone, let alone me. You know I only do these things because I love you very dearly.
And trust me, if you think I hate all of your rules, you should have heard what Dad said about them when you weren't around. Of course he'd want to make time for a girlfriend that he could actually have fun with every once in a while instead of suffering with you every day.
Excuse me? Ruby, how could you say such a thing about your own father?
Oops, sorry. I guess I revealed my cards this time. Silly me. But you know, cat's out of the bag and all that. I know Dad's cheating on you with a woman half his age.
You're kidding, right? Dear, please don't say things like that unless you're certain.
Oh, I've known without a doubt for almost half a year at this point. I even saw them on a date and everything. Ha!
Even if that were true, why wait this long to tell me? Surely this isn't your idea of revenge against Steve, was it?
I pretty much found out by accident. And if Dad's that bad at hiding it, I'm certain you've had suspicions of your own by now. Still, I thought it was weird you didn't just leave him, you know? That's what most people would do if they found out they were being cheated on. Then it totally hit me. The truth is, you can't bear to live without him. Or at least his money. So you put up with him knowing he's unfaithful.
His money? I'm not some gold digger, Ruby. Trust me, I'm doing just fine for myself. Not that you care to know what my work is like.
Oh, please. Dad works for some huge company, and your salary is like a fraction of his. If you left him, there's no way you get by without moving to some crappy apartment. So you stay with him because you care more about your status.
Look, I know you're upset about how I've treated you, and I'm sorry for that. But this is unbelievable. I'm appalled you'd paint me as some kind of money grubber.
But that's exactly what you are. You're just a sad, sad lady. Too comfortable in her current situation to accept you've been left behind by the man you love. You can't handle that your best days are behind you. And now you need to take it out on your teenage daughter, sabotaging her attempts at finding love. Only a truly sad, miserable woman like you could be so invested in taking everyone down with her.
You must be sick if you think the world actually revolves around you like that.
Well, unlike you, I'm not content to sit, rot, and cling to those around me. So I'm taking care of your divorce papers myself. No need to thank me. Your reign of terror against my life ends now. And soon I'll have you out of my hair for good.
Wait, what's this about divorce papers? You're joking, right?
Why don't you go down to the courthouse, ask for those records, and see for yourself how serious I'm being? I told them I was submitting the paperwork on your behalf, and the people there didn't even question it for a second.
Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm following perfectly sound logic. You're always in my way. Dad doesn't love you, and you only exist to bother other people. I don't need you in my life at all. So as far as I'm concerned, you can get divorced, get broke, and get lost.
Hey, I just got a message from Ruby. Did she actually file for our divorce, or is this some kind of prank?
I'm at the courthouse myself checking the paperwork. But sadly, it looks like that's the case. Everything looks correctly filed, and it's not exactly something you can just say was a joke. I don't know whether to be horrified or impressed.
Seriously, I can't believe that she would do something like that. She really saved me a lot of trouble on my end. Phew! Ha!
She did what?
Man, I thought it was gonna be years before I'd be able to divorce you. This is a real time saver. We raised a winner, I'm telling you.
All right, hold it. You wanted something like this to happen?
If it's not obvious, I've still been seeing Cassandra, though I doubt you were really questioning that at this point.
Of course you are. Why am I not surprised? I was hoping you'd give up the ghost after I'd found you out, but I guess that was wishful thinking on my part, huh?
Look, I know you think I'm being seduced by some young fling, but the truth is my feelings towards her are real. This is a serious relationship for both of us. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but my heart tells me I need to marry her, and divorcing you is a painful step to happiness.
Okay. You want to leave me behind for the latest model? Fine. Be my guest. But what about Ruby? How do you think she's going to cope with her father being such a shallow man? No girl should have to go through that. Especially when she's this volatile already.
I mean, she clearly can't be that broken up about it if she's the one who filed those papers. On the contrary, I'd say she's all for it. If it's money you're worried about, don't worry. I'll pay for whatever settlement you want, seeing as you're already drawing the short straw here. Anyways, if it seems like everything's in order with the paperwork, you should head home, pack your bags, and split. I've got no need for a meddlesome ex-wife around the house.
All right, Mom. I've decided you can come home now. I'll even let you marry Dad again.
Good evening to you, too. Why the sudden change? Or is this your cruel idea of a joke at my expense?
Well, the truth is, I owe you an apology for last week. I was acting totally out of line. Like, fully hysterical and all that. After Steve broke up with me, I heard from a friend that he was actually seeing a girl from another school at the same time we were dating. Talk about creepy. I actually dodged a huge bullet by having him dump me, so I seriously owe you one. Thanks for getting him away from me, Mom.
Like I said before, that really wasn't my intention. But I'll take any kind words you have for me, I suppose.
You're so humble. Give yourself a little credit. You're a lifesaver. You can say you didn't know any better, but I think deep down, you were valiantly protecting your daughter from an evil, untrustworthy man. So thank you. That's the kind of love and support I can only get from my dear mother. Now, come home so we can be a family again.
I'm very flattered that you think so highly of me all of a sudden, but I'm not just going to get undivorced because you want me to. You told me yourself that all I do is make things harder for you and that you wanted nothing to do with me. Remember?
Yeah, but like I said, I was totally out of line. I was just going through some stuff and I snapped and took it out on you. I'm really broken up about it, and I would take everything back if I had a time machine. Plus, I really don't want to live with Dad anymore, okay?
Why's that? Did you get in a shouting match with him too?
More like a boxing match. We were practically at each other's throats last night.
Oh my God, what happened? Are you all right? Did he hurt you?
Well, it started when he suddenly told me he was cutting my allowance, and I got all pissed off at him. And when I tried to ask him why, he told me to get a job.
Why would he say something like that?
Hell if I know. It probably has something to do with the fact that you were doing our family's finances, apparently. I wish I'd known that before I told you to scram. Is what Dad told me about you true? Are you actually making double his salary? I thought your company was tiny. Unless it's about some huge summer bonus. Did they really pay you 10 grand or something?
First, the divorce papers. Now you want to know about our finances and my bonus? You're becoming a regular detective, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I distinctly remember you not paying any attention to where our money came from up until now.
Well, if it means I'm not getting any money from you guys, of course I need to pay attention. I just started looking at receipts in our tax returns, and it started to click for me. Dad works for that big company, but he's just some rank-and-file grunt. He hasn't been promoted in years, and at this rate, that's not going to change anytime soon.
Tell me something I don't know.
Anyways, that's when I realized you're a total girl boss, and you're just too cool to show it around me, you know? The place you work at is a small fry company, but you've been climbing the corporate ladder like crazy. You're nothing like Dad. You're some kind of big shot.
You could say that, sure. I'm not totally sure what a girl boss is, but if you're wondering who's been putting food on the table, hell, who's been paying the mortgage? That would be me.
Yeah, that's why the house is in total disarray without you. I need you here to keep things afloat. Seriously. I can't even get Dad to give me a little spending money. There's no way I'm gonna make it through college without a scholarship or some student loans. I mean, what kind of father is willing to bury his own daughter in debt?
Your father, apparently. Good luck figuring things out with him, Ruby.
I can't figure things out with him. That's why I'm texting you in the first place. Please, come home already and make things right, Mom. Besides, you don't really want to be all alone right now, do you? That sounds pretty depressing to me, at least. If you come back, the three of us can be a happy family again. Just like old times.
A happy family. Is that what we were?
Okay, I know it hasn't always been peachy between us, and you're probably still furious at how Dad and I treated you. But think about me. I'm your kid. How am I supposed to grow up, be well-adjusted, and have a normal life if I don't have my mother in my life? For your lovely daughter's sake, won't you remarry Dad?
And just how do you expect me to marry him when he's already married someone else?
Someone else?
Even if I were to remarry him. Not that I would in a million years after what he's done. Andrew has already moved on and tied the knot.
Wait, what are you talking about? He hasn't told me anything like that.
Interesting. You live together and yet he keeps secrets from you. That sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? And here I thought he would have worked up the courage to take you to meet your new family by now.
My new family?
You remember your father's affair, don't you? What am I saying? Of course you do. You seemed to relish in dangling that nasty bit of drama over me last week. I heard from an acquaintance down at the courthouse that he and that young lady tied the knot. No fancy reception yet, just official paperwork, naturally.
Hang on. He already married that chick? But you guys, just got divorced.
He told me himself that they were in quite the committed relationship. In fact, he was quite ecstatic that you got us divorced, as I recall. If these feelings were as serious as you say, don't you think it makes sense he got married to her as soon as he could?
Sure, I guess. But he's moving way too fast. Can't you talk some sense into him?
I think he's moved on from me, honey. Incidentally, that new wife of his, a little bird told me she has 4 kids. From a previous marriage, of course. Play nice with your new brothers and sisters, okay, Ruby? I'm sure you'll be a great role model to them, seeing how old and independent you are.
Oh, come on! What was Dad thinking, cheating with a lady who has kids?
What's odd about that? He is a father, too, obviously.
Yeah, but I'm an only child, and I'm almost an adult. I can't live with 4 other kids. That's just crazy talk.
Them's the breaks, dear. I can't marry him again, nor do I particularly want to. So please don't try to push it any further. There's nothing I can do, I'm afraid. If you really want to do something about your situation, talk to your father, okay?
No way. I grilled Dad about it, and he really did marry that Cassandra lady. Not only does she have 4 kids already, she's been pregnant for 4 months with another. And this time it's his.
My. The man couldn't wait to divorce me before he knocked her up, could he? I guess it's true what they say. Love makes us do crazy things.
Her kids are all way younger than me, and now I'm stuck babysitting them all the time. This sucks so much. Worst of all, Dad's crummy salary can't feed all these brats, so I need to get a job to make ends meet.
Phew, sounds like you've got quite a bit on your plate. It isn't easy being the woman of the house, but if you're anything like me, you'll get used to it in no time.
I'm not getting used to anything. You hear me? This is not what I signed up for. If I knew it was going to be like this, I never would have kicked you out. Please, Mom. You've got to let me move in with you instead. I'm begging you.
Sorry, but no can do. I'm not saving you from this, Ruby. You dug this hole for yourself. Now you have to climb out of it. The thought of us living together sends chills down my spine after what you did to me. You called me a girl boss, right? Think of this as just business. That's all.
What are you talking about? Are you seriously just gonna disown me or forsake me or something?
Point of order. You're the one who disowned me in the first place. Like I said, you dug it yourself. You get to climb out of it yourself. Take care, darling.
Okay, Rebecca. Name your price. I'll do whatever it takes, but please, I'm begging you, take Ruby off my hands.
That's the Andrew I know. Crawling back to me when his plans blow up in his face. I could have sworn you told me recently we'd raised a winner. When was that? Oh, yes. When she filed for our divorce on your behalf. That's right. So, get to it. What did she do this time?
Look, I said she did me a solid, and I stand by that. But I'm at my limit with her. I thought everything was going well when I got Cassandra and her kids to move into the place. But Ruby's gone ballistic. Seriously, she's lost all respect for me. And now it's like trying to deal with a feral house cat every time I talk to her.
Our daughter being uncontrollable and demented? Who could have predicted that?
I was hoping for a lively, happy house with all these kids running around. But Ruby's fully rejected the idea and is terrorizing us. I'm talking throwing things, yelling, screaming, getting into fights with her siblings. She's a monster.
A monster, huh? She didn't get that from me, I can tell you that much.
Trust me, she's beyond reason. You have no idea how many times I've tried to apologize to her only for her to call me a bro-cold geezer.
Now you know how I feel.
The point is, I can take all the punishment in the world, but for Cassandra and the kids' sake, this has to stop. My wife is legitimately scared of Ruby, and the kids are on the verge of being completely traumatized or seriously injured. You're the only one here who can handle her, and I gave you practically every last cent of savings in the settlement, so please, do something.
You definitely paid a pretty penny to get rid of me, that's for certain.
That's why I'm asking you to save us. Just this once. She talks about you all the time. I know we'd all be much happier if we just played along with her game one last time.
I heard it from her myself, and I turned her down already. Sorry. I'm my own woman from now on, and you two are fully in my rear view at this point. Besides, you've got a baby on the way, so I'd say focus on the future, right? Anyways, good luck taking care of Ruby. She's a handful now, but I'm sure she'll smooth out into a fine young woman someday.
At the rate this is going, Cassandra will leave me well before that happens. Alright, fine. You won't take Ruby to live with you. I get it. How about instead, we become a family again?
You're kidding me, right? I know I said you were crawling back to me, but you want to marry me again, is that it?
Yes. I'm on my knees. I'll never ask you for anything ever again. But please, let's just go back to the way things were, okay?
Listen to yourself, Andrew. What are you going to do? Divorce Cassandra so you can marry me after you divorced me so you could marry her and have your happy little sitcom family? It sounds like a bad joke you hear at a party. Get a grip, why don't you?
Don't get me wrong. I was really happy when Cassandra and I were able to be together. But raising 5 kids under one roof, it's turning out to be a lot harder than I thought.
Oh, is it now?
I mean, the kids are pretty young right now, so we're managing just fine. But once they become teenagers, I don't know if I'm going to be able to support them financially, let alone emotionally. If they're anything like Ruby, that is. Everything was so much easier with you, Rebecca. I never worried about anything like this, and you always had my back.
Easier for you, maybe. Do you think I'm sitting here fondly reminiscing about doing our finances and taking care of Ruby while you cheated on me? You were coasting through life thanks to me, and yet I still wasn't enough for you, apparently.
Look, Cassandra's already turning on me. I'm sure we'll split up before too long. So, if I'm single again, you'll take me back, won't you?
I hope she does leave you, so you can have some time alone to reflect on what you've done. You're insane if you think I'd ever get back with you, Andrew.
Please, you can't do this to me.
I can and I will. Do me a favor, and don't ever bother me again with this kind of stupid text, okay? The next time it happens, I'll be giving your boss a call, and you can bet he's gonna hear more than my 2 cents on the matter.
You wouldn't go that far, would you? I know it's been rough, but please, you know this job is all I have.
It's not like you'll ever be up for promotion anyways, but still. I'm sure you wouldn't want your superiors breathing down your neck, right? I can't imagine they'd want to keep someone around who's been caught harassing his ex-wife. I know I certainly wouldn't. Now, lose my number and forget I exist. Because you won't ever see a single red cent from me ever again. After that last exchange of barbs, I never heard from Andrew again. I would feel bad for his sinking ship of a life if he hadn't tried to take me down with him. From what I heard, Ruby's demonic behavior was so bad that Cassandra girl ended up divorcing him, to no one's surprise. Still, when she left, that joker was now saddled with paying child support for the baby she was expecting. He'd already blown most of his life savings on settling with me, so I'm surprised she managed to squeeze any money out of him. But I'm sure he's flat out broke now. Interestingly, our daughter's condition didn't actually improve much after Cassandra took her kids and left. Andrew blamed Ruby for his newfound poverty, and Ruby in turn saw him as the one who pushed me out of their lives. It seems fitting that the two people who couldn't take responsibility would end up locked in a battle of shifting blame, unable to move on from their mistakes. I think after all the hell they've given me, let alone each other, they deserve to suffer together, and I'll be glad to never see or hear from them again. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe to see more videos like it soon.
Am I allowed to make a Thanksgiving meal at your new house? I don't know.
Yes, that's okay. Since the kitchen at your house is pretty cramped, it'd be better for you to do it in a more spacious area.
It wouldn't be easy to clean up once we're all done with everything, isn't that right?
It's really okay. If I clean up together with my husband, it'll get done in no time.
My son doesn't know how to clean up. Oh, he hasn't helped me a single time in his entire life. I don't think he's even entered the kitchen before. That kid.
Oh, is that so? By that, she's essentially saying, don't make my son clean, just do everything yourself. Isn't that what she really means? Anyway, thank you so much, Mrs. Finkel. You've worked hard. We will bring the food you made tomorrow. You and your husband can get going first.
The two of us are going to sleep here today, though.
Pardon?
You didn't hear about it from my Chris yet.
Oh, no, he didn't tell me anything.
Chris, come here.
Yeah? What is it, Mom?
Didn't you tell Ella that we're going to sleep here tonight?
Oh, that's right. I was in a meeting with people from my work, so it completely slipped my mind. I'm sorry, honey. My mom and dad were planning on spending the night here tonight.
Okay. That's fine. This jerk. He should have let me know much earlier.
Well, now that that's all been said and done, you don't mind, do you? I mean, it's not a matter that requires getting permission after all, right?
Yes, of course.
That's right, that's right. We're one family now, so we should be able to sleep over at each other's houses.
You should invite your parents over to our place too, honey. They can sleep over here as well.
Hey, don't just say things like that without putting any thought into it.
Usually, parents just want their kids to be happy together. It's enough for them to just come over to take a quick peek at how you're doing. Do you really need to go to the extent of sending them an invitation to sleep over?
What's all this? It's been a month since we've gotten married. Why do I feel like this is the start to a soap opera or something?
Anyways, I think you guys should be the ones to sleep in the master bedroom.
Isn't that a given? Why is she saying it like that?
I do have a conscience. I wouldn't dare to say that I want to take a newlywed couple's bed for myself.
We have a lot of warm, thick blankets. Let me set something up for you.
I was just saying empty words, but I see that you aren't saying, no, go ahead and use the bed.
Pardon?
Oh, forget it, it's nothing. Since your father-in-law and I have lower back pain, instead of just giving us one thick blanket, stack several of them together and lay them down for us. And if the pillows are too high, we'll get neck pain the next day. Get some for us and make sure that you pick out the flatter ones.
All right, got it.
Is the guest bedroom hot enough?
Since we turned on the heater just now, it'll get warmer, yes.
I have rhinitis, so if there's too much dust floating around in the room, I won't be able to sleep. You did some cleaning beforehand, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh dear, am I asking for too much?
No, that's not the case. Please go on ahead with whatever you want to ask.
Sure. All things considered, we're guests at another person's house, so asking for this amount of treatment should be fine.
Yes, that's true.
So please do me this teensy-weensy favor.
Yes, Mrs. Finkel? Mr. and Mrs. Finkel, please have some breakfast.
You still haven't gone inside the guest bedroom yet?
What do you mean?
Well, it seems that you haven't even gone inside the room that we slept in yet. That's what I was asking you about.
No, I haven't yet. I was making breakfast.
That's not what you should be focusing on right now. Didn't you see us wake up and come out of the bedroom?
Yes, I did see that, but what's the matter?
What's with all the questions? Shouldn't you just respond with a yes and stay still? Don't you know that there's something that you're supposed to do?
Something that I'm supposed to do.
At times like this, it's super apparent that you haven't been properly educated. When your in-laws wake up, you, as the daughter-in-law, need to follow right behind them. You need to make the bed right away and organize the room and all the sheets and blankets without being told to do so. These are the basics. Nothing in the bedroom has been changed at all since we woke up and left it. It still needs to be organized, doesn't it? If anyone else from a respectable household saw you like this, you would get bad-mouthed for sure. It's honestly a bit embarrassing that my daughter-in-law doesn't know this simple thing.
Okay.
Go fix up the blankets and go organize the bedroom if you want me to adore you. I'm saying all this nicely to help you out. If you're all finished making breakfast like you said you were, go and start by cleaning up right now. Also, just for future reference, the next time we come over to sleep at your place, you should go clean up first instead of making breakfast. Do you get it?
No, I don't.
Excuse me?
I'm trying to be as understanding as I can, but I really don't get it at all.
What part of all that do you not understand?
I was always taught that people should make their own beds, both in their houses and when they're staying over at someone else's house. That's what I've been doing my whole life, too. Of course, you and Mr. Finkel are elderly and you're guests at our house, so I would understand if you both left your beds unmade and just went on. It would be no problem. Me or my husband would just take care of it. But then why did you feel the need to say something like that to me? Especially since I'm not your daughter. I'm someone else's child.
What are you doing? What do you mean, why would I say something like that to you? You're my daughter-in-law now. I should teach you all the things you need to do and how to do them properly. Normally, the housekeepers or maids would be in charge of taking care of the bed and organizing the bedroom. That's the way things should be.
I didn't know that my whole life. Maybe your house was a place like that. Honey,
Yeah?
if you're done washing everything, can you straighten up your parents' bed before coming to eat? Since you grew up learning that was proper etiquette from your mother, why didn't you go make their bed earlier? Your mom is displeased now, isn't she? Go straighten up in their room and then come and eat breakfast.
Okay, sure.
Our Ella has the vibes of a real boss lady, doesn't she?
Did you just say all of that to get a rise out of me?
What? Not at all. That wasn't my intention.
No, I'm definitely right about this. You were trying to get a rise out of me.
I said that wasn't the case. It's not that. I just figured that surely you must have taught my husband the same thing. I was only saying that because I figured that my husband must have forgotten what you taught him after getting married.
I told you to do it, didn't I? And in turn, you're making my son do it.
But, Mrs. Finkel, honestly, that seems a bit unfair.
What could possibly be unfair about it?
Your son and your daughter-in-law are both like your children. Why does it matter who cleans up first? Is it the end of the world if your daughter-in-law isn't the one to straighten up your bed? It doesn't matter who does it as long as the task gets done. Isn't that the case?
Do you have your mind firmly set on proving me wrong right now?
No, that's not it. How could I dare to do that?
Just take a gander at how you're confidently looking at your mother-in-law and speaking so brazenly. Where did you learn to be so obnoxious? Did your mother teach you to be like that?
All I'm doing is sharing my thoughts with you. Why are you bringing up my mother right now?
So what? I can bring up anything I want. What are you going to do about it?
Oh, stop it, honey. What did Ella do wrong? You've been picking on her this whole morning.
Picking on? Who am I picking on? Can't you tell just by looking? She's making fun of me right now. Can't you see that?
Why are you fighting over something like blankets? Mom, I'll straighten everything up, so just stop it.
Why on earth would you be the one to do that? I told my daughter-in-law to do that.
It doesn't matter who does it, it's all the same.
Are you going to side with them and say something like that too? Do you not need to listen to what your mother is telling you just because you have a wife now?
Mom, that's not what I mean by that.
Then what exactly do you mean?
Oh, seriously, why is this woman like this at this time of day? It's so early in the morning. Don't pay her any mind, Ella. This is just how she is sometimes.
What are you talking about? I'm like this sometimes. And you watch your mouth, Richard. Don't you go carelessly crossing any lines, too. If your daughter-in-law does something wrong, you need to point out that she's at fault. You shouldn't just sit back and watch.
Okay, I get it. Let's just stop this and go and eat our breakfast.
Mrs. Finkel, I really didn't know that was what I was supposed to do. How am I at fault for that? It's a simple mistake. I didn't know what your expectations were.
What did you just say?
Ella, sweetie, you should stop too. Regardless of what you knew beforehand, the way you're speaking to us right now isn't right. You shouldn't talk back like that to your elders.
Forget it. I shouldn't get upset and strain my throat like this so early in the morning. Chris and Ella, the two of you can just live by your own rules as you please. I wish you both the best. I'm going to get going now.
Mom, where are you going? You should at least eat first before you go.
Eat? In this situation, do you think that I'd be able to digest my food while looking at your wife in the face at the breakfast table?
Did you manage to take your parents home?
Yeah, but I have something to say to you.
What is it?
Did you really have to go that far?
Go that far with what?
You could have just let what my mother said slide, couldn't you?
I was letting it slide, wasn't I? I was just explaining the position I was in, that's all.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Did you have to be that frank with her?
What are you trying to say right now?
I was talking with my parents as I was dropping them off. They were saying how rude it is to talk to older people the way that you did. My mom is really angry. I think it would be good if you went over and apologized to her.
Why would I do that? I didn't do anything wrong. So what could I possibly apologize for? An apology is something that someone who did something wrong should do, isn't it?
I'm telling you, your attitude put you at fault. It's not polite to behave like that in front of your elders.
So you're saying that it's not polite for a younger person to act like that towards an older person. But it is totally fine for an older person to act like that towards a younger person?
What did my mother do to you? All she was doing was letting you know what a daughter-in-law's responsibilities were, since you didn't know beforehand.
Yes, and all I was doing was properly explaining the rules of making your own bed when you sleep over at someone else's house, since your mother seemed to be unaware of those rules. So by that logic, from my point of view, it's your mother that's at fault. But from your mother's point of view, I'm the one who did something wrong.
Do you think the phrase respect your elders was just created for no reason? Even if older people say something that you can't understand, you need to hold back and listen to them.
That night, I was making food with your mom. She made me do all the cleanup myself, and I ended up not being able to sleep until 3 a.m. Your parents always say that they need to eat breakfast at any cost. So I always have to wake up 2 hours earlier than everyone else and prepare the food. Not to mention, it's never a simple bowl of cereal or some buttered toast. It's always a huge feast. It's a bit unfair that I would have to get criticized for not cleaning up your mother and father's blankets.
In my mom's position, that's how things are. It's an incident that wouldn't have even happened if you had just paid a little bit more attention.
Well, then if you understand your mom so well, then you should have straightened up the bedroom yourself. And then you could have prevented this whole situation.
I don't know. Anyway, my mom is definitely sulking over this. So go and apologize as soon as possible.
Mrs. Finkel, are you still angry with me?
Do you think that I'm that narrow-minded of a person?
Of course I don't.
By the way, I heard that you washed the blankets we slept on, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Why would you do that? Do you think that they became dirty just because we slept on them once?
Sorry?
So as soon as we left, you felt the need to wash them right away, didn't you?
What? Mrs. Finkel, I'm afraid that you're becoming severely delusional.
What did you just say to me?
Of course I would wash used blankets right away. Would you want to sleep with blankets someone else used? I did the exact same thing when my parents stayed over too.
You didn't even raise a finger trying to straighten up the bed after we woke up, but you seem to have done this all too well.
Well, since you got so sulky about it the first time.
Excuse me, I wasn't sulky though.
Well, after me and you had a small quarrel, I did a lot of thinking. I think that you are a bit sensitive when it comes to cleaning.
What? Sensitive?
When I say that, I just mean that that's how much you value cleanliness. Even if it's just when I'm in front of you, I'll become a daughter-in-law that's really good at cleaning up.
Oh, you're so infuriating. Go and water the flowers.
Okay, will do.
My, what is this? You! Are you the one that put your hands on this?
Yes, I was. You had a bunch of food lying around here and there, so I cleaned up and gathered all of it and then tossed it in the trash can.
What the heck? Are you insane? How could you throw all of that away? I bought it all for tonight's dinner.
Oh, dear. Is that so? It looked like it was trash, though.
Do you have any common sense or not?
I'm so sorry. It was something I did after giving it a lot of thought. But, Mrs. Finkel, it was okay to throw away all the grass piled up outside, wasn't it?
Grass? What grass?
The thing that was cut up like lettuce. It was all piled up on the floor. I put all of it into a black trash bag and threw it out.
What did you say? Those were all the seedlings that I bought just this morning.
Oh, dear. Really?
Yes. Oh, you must have gone insane. You aren't even able to tell the difference between fresh seedlings and weeds. Where did you put it? Bring it back right this instant.
It's in this bag right here.
Oh, how could you have thrown this out? I can't with you.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to help you with some cleaning. Then I'll get to cleaning you in Mr. Finkel's room instead.
Forget it. You're going to screw it up again.
No way! This is what you wanted me to do, wasn't it? You said that the daughter-in-law was responsible for cleaning up her mother and father-in-law's space.
I said forget it. Just let it go. Hey, come back here.
Mrs. Finkel, this one is definitely something that I need to throw out, right?
Hey, that's my makeup.
What? Really? It's collected so much dust, though. I really thought it was just some useless trinket that you don't use. Is this truly a makeup product that you currently use? But didn't you tell me that you had rhinitis? If that's the case, you really shouldn't be using a dusty makeup product like this. I'm just gonna throw it out.
Hey, you better bring that back to me right now. Do you know how much money I spent on that? It was so expensive. I didn't want to use it all up too fast, so I've been avoiding putting my hands on it. That's why it's like that.
Oh, really? If you don't use it for too long, it's going to go bad.
I'll do as I see fit. You just stop all of this and go back home. I'm losing my mind. Get going quickly.
I haven't finished cleaning up your place yet. How can I leave?
I said forget about it. Just leave.
Okay, well then, I'll stop by again next time.
Oh, I'm trying to be as nice as possible right now. Get going.
What is up with you?
What do you mean?
did you go to my mom's place today and just cause a huge mess?
I caused huge mess? Is that how your mom described what happened? That makes me a bit upset. I just went so I could do some cleaning.
Are you joking? You threw out everything she was gonna cook. And you threw out all of the seedlings she was gonna plant. And I heard you even went as far as trying to throw out my mom's makeup products. Do you call that cleaning up?
Yeah, by my standards, making everything neat and tidy when I see stuff that looks like trash lying around is called cleaning up.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You just wanted to get revenge on my mom, isn't that right? Am I wrong?
You're right. Wow, you're pretty sharp when it comes to these things. Where was all this sharpness back then when you didn't straighten up your parents' blankets first?
Are you finding this funny right now?
If I found it funny, then I'd be laughing all day. Would I be glaring at you like this?
Then why on earth are you like this? Do you dislike my mom that much?
She's a mother-in-law, not a queen. Yet she's still treating her daughter-in-law like a servant girl. I was just giving her a taste of her own medicine. Was I supposed to just put up with all of that? I'm also pretty old myself. I'm in my 30s. I just know when I'm being treated unreasonably, and all I was doing was acting accordingly.
For the love of God, can't you just watch yourself a little? My mom is definitely not the type of person who lets things like this go. You don't want to get a divorce from me, right? If you keep this up, you won't be able to remain married to me.
Well then, I guess it's just something I can't do.
What did you just say?
If you're not going to get between your mother and I's relationship and mediate and fix things a bit, then I don't need it. I don't need this relationship with no future.
Are you really going to take it this far? Do you think this needs to come down to this level?
This level is something that you need to decide. If you want our relationship to get better, you need to do better.
Well, how am I supposed to do that?
That's up to you to figure out. I'm just gonna keep doing what I want to do, and your mom can keep doing what she wants to do. We're both just following our own desires. So then, as a husband and as a son, you need to think about it carefully too.
Is there no one here? Why did no one come out to greet us?
Yo, Mr. Harris.
If you were at home this whole time, how could you not have come out to greet us?
No, but how did you turn up here? It's really late at night, too. What brings you to our place?
Did I come the wrong time or something? Should I go back?
Oh, no, not at all. I just didn't know that you were coming. So I wasn't able to prepare. Please, come in and take a seat.
It's the weekend, isn't it? Since it's a resting day for you, we just stopped by to be able to see your faces for a bit. I told my daughter and came. You have a guest room, don't you?
It's just the small room over there.
Is that so? Are there blankets set out?
What? No, not yet.
What are you doing then? You're not even rushing to do it.
Yes, I'll make sure to do that right away.
Hey, Chris, before you go there, can you go set this on the table for me?
No, what is this?
Our daughter loves pecan pie, so I made some pecan pie for her. What's with that facial expression?
That's right, Mom. Chris is allergic to pecans.
Oh no. Is that right? Then I guess he can't eat any. Don't worry. I bought some chocolate chip cookie dough too. I can pop it in the oven and bake some cookies for you.
Chris, you better hurry up and make the bed for us. As soon as I wash up, I'm gonna sleep right away.
Okay, hey, honey?
What is it?
Can you come here for a moment?
What's the matter with you?
Lower your voice.
Why? What is it?
Why didn't you tell me that your mom and dad were coming over?
You didn't tell me when your parents were going to spend the night either. Don't you remember?
In my case, it just slipped my mind.
It must have slipped my mind too. It must have slipped my mind to let you know my true feelings.
What?
What's the problem? All you need to do is play your part as a dutiful son-in-law. There's all the stuff you learned from your family, isn't there? Like the fact that you need to straighten up your in-laws' bedding no matter what. This is your chance to get praised and adored by my parents. It's right under your nose.
Hey, are you still hung up on that?
It'd honestly be a bit strange if I let it go that easily. I never had a chance to make anyone understand how wronged I felt.
Ugh, honey. Where did you all go? Chris, you still haven't set up the bed yet. Where did you go off to? I'm here. I'm gonna get that sorted right away, Mr. Harris.
Hello?
Ella, hello.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Finkel. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I heard you called your parents over a few days ago.
Yes, I did.
And you did it secretly, without having said anything to my son.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, I'm at a loss for words. Why are you responding to me so boldly? Don't you have any sense of shame?
Isn't it more strange if I kept this all hidden from you? It seems like you already knew everything before you gave me a call anyways.
Anyhow, it seems like you're a really absurd person. Did me telling you to straighten up the blankets really upset you that much? And that incident is still replaying in that little head of yours, so much so that you felt the need to get revenge on my son.
Yes, I wanted to find a nice way to make my husband understand the way I felt. So, it couldn't help but end up being this way.
If it wasn't for us, you'd definitely be divorced by now. Since we're a respectable household, even if our daughter-in-law is absolutely rude like you are, we stay strong. We just move past it the best we can.
But, Mrs. Finkel, you know what? I think that if a daughter-in-law wanted to receive praise from a mother-in-law like you, she would quite literally be driven to insanity.
Excuse me!
Based on what you're saying, you wouldn't even acknowledge someone as your daughter-in-law. That is, unless they listen to everything you say and earn your praise.
That's right. What's so wrong about that? There's no such thing as a good daughter-in-law that turns their back on their mother-in-law. If people like you want to live well, you need to receive praise from your mother-in-law. And that goes for the whole time your mother-in-law is living and breathing.
Well, if you think about it, you talking about daughter-in-laws receiving praise from their mother-in-laws is just a way of nicely rephrasing what you really mean to say. The truth is, you're really just treating your daughter-in-law like a servant.
What did you just say?
Honestly, that day, you were making a lot of excuses. You said that you were a guest and that you were sleeping at someone else's house. But in those cases, shouldn't you be the one to make your bed all by yourself? Isn't that always the proper thing to do? This is a basic thing that you learn from a very young age, is it not? Mrs. Finkel, from my point of view, even with my eyes closed, it's quite obvious to me that you missed out on some basic education.
What? You must have lost your damn mind!
To be honest, this is a situation where I should be the one receiving an apology. I let you sleep over at my house, even though I'm a newlywed. I even went to the length of preparing breakfast for you. Meanwhile, all you did was shout at someone else's precious daughter. If you saw someone making your own child suffer like that, I think you would finally be able to come to a realization. You would realize that you're doing the exact same thing to me. I'm repeating myself at this point, but this is no longer a day and age where daughter-in-laws have to make a grand effort to receive praise from their in-laws. That being said, I have no particular desire to receive praise from you and Mr. Finkel.
What did you just say? How is it that...
On the other hand, shouldn't you be the one trying to win my affection? I saw a lot of articles saying that mother-in-laws that aren't loved by their daughter-in-laws become very depressed and alone in their later years. Didn't you read any of those?
Oh dear. Good heavens. What kind of ludicrous statements are you making right now?
I'm saying that I can't become the daughter-in-law that you want me to be. That's the one thing that I'll apologize to you for. That's all I have to say about this, so I'll stop here. However, there's still a possibility that you won't accept everything that I just said to you. If that's the case, you can take it up with Chris.
I absolutely refuse to accept it. I won't even consider it for a moment. I said it quite clearly. If you can't act accordingly to the rules of our house, then it would be better for you to get a divorce. We have no need for such a childish daughter-in-law in our family.
Honey,
What is it?
I heard that you got into it with my mom again.
Yep.
I even gave you a warning. My mom has the type of personality where if you mess with her, nothing good will come of it.
I already told you too, didn't I? I told you I had no intention of breaking out of my stubbornness.
If you're gonna keep being like this, then anything difficult or unfortunate that comes out of it is your own doing. Why are you creating difficult situations for yourself on purpose?
I don't find it difficult. Keeping everything inside and putting up with what your mother was doing to me was a lot more difficult for me. I honestly didn't know if I could bear it any longer. Rage was eating me up from the inside.
Couldn't you have dealt with all of this in a more sophisticated and decent way?
Why should I be the only one doing that? Your mom was going on about everything in such a cheap and backwards way. So why should I have to be the one being wary of her emotions and whether or not I'm offending her?
So if you refuse to be that way, do you want things to keep going like this every single day? It'll get to the point where the whole family is annoyed by the fighting. This isn't something that ends in only the two of you fighting over it. My dad and I are gonna have to keep bearing witness to you and my mom fighting.
So then why are you always just staying still and never doing anything about it? All you do is go to your mom and rat on everything I do. Why haven't you done anything as my husband to resolve any of this?
I am making an attempt to try and resolve this right now, aren't I? Go and apologize to my mom.
Ah, so the part you're playing as my husband is to tell me to apologize to your mom.
That's right.
I see that you're someone who can barely do anything outside of this. In any case, I got lucky. Having a situation like this arise only a month after our wedding could be an opportunity presented to me by God.
What nonsense are you saying right now?
You can't tell right from wrong, and you're trying to make me apologize to your mother. It's the opportunity to get rid of a husband like that.
What is that supposed to mean?
Your mom was already talking to me about divorce, but it seems like there really is a chance to do it now. We still haven't had a child together.
No, what are you saying right now? Divorce? My mom talked to you about divorce?
Yep. Your mom said that if I don't go along with what she wants, then she doesn't need a daughter-in-law like that. She told me to get out of here. She said it with her own mouth.
What?
When you get the opportunity, you need to grab it, right? I'm going to try grabbing it this once.
What are you saying? Are you saying that you're gonna get a divorce from me?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Why are you bringing up divorce all of a sudden?
You keep saying the same nonsense over and over again about an apology, and your mother keeps trying to turn me into her servant. Why should I live in this house? It makes zero sense. Let's get a divorce quickly.
Honey!
And also, it seems like you still want to keep receiving praise and acceptance from your parents, so we'll give you a word of advice. You should go to your mom and make her bad. Then she'll love you as long as you live.
No, babe, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
What's all this? Where did all your intimidating confidence from before go?
Honestly, I've never once in my life made the bed after waking up at my family's house. My mom always did it for me. Actually, no. Even my mom never made the bed in her room. She always just left it. My mom just wanted to order you around. She was on a power trip.
So then just go back to your mommy and live your whole life doing what you're told. She can spoon feed you your food too.
No way. I'm not gonna be like that anymore, for real. I can't get a divorce from you. I'm telling you, I like you better than my mom. I'm so sorry. I was wrong.
Oh my, what's all this? I guess you really want to avoid divorce at all costs. It seems like some sense has been zapped back into you.
Yeah. The thing I'll be sorry about is that if we start talking about a divorce, is that it'll be coming from the woman's side. You're just gonna have to obediently listen to what I say. I'm just saying that because my mom told me to in this case. So, yeah. From now on, I'm not gonna listen to what my mom says, yeah? So please, just drop the divorce talk.
The more you speak, the clearer it becomes. I definitely can't live with a man like you. To be honest, even if my mother-in-law gives me a hard time, if my husband takes my side, I can still live. But you're just a man of your own accord that does whatever his mom tells him to do. You're not on my side.
I won't do it anymore. I won't act on my mom's accord anymore. I'll show you.
What are you going to show me?
Just wait and see.
Honey, we were in the middle of a conversation. Where are you going?
Is someone there? What the heck? I just had a feeling that someone came by. What is this? I definitely didn't make the bed, and I just left the blankets scattered all over the place. Someone has made the bed all prim and proper, though. Oh, I see. Did my daughter-in-law come and do some tidying up? That brat. I wonder if she's finally given in and come to her senses now. As expected, in order to mold someone into the perfect daughter-in-law, you just need to give them a proper scolding. My son can be comfortable, and I can be comfortable, too. I'm so tired. I should lie down. Oh, what's wrong with the blanket? Why is it like this? What kind of crazy lunatic put glue all over the inside of this blanket? I can't get out. Oh dear, my poor blanket is all ripped up. No way. It can't be that the other blankets are also... Oh dear, I'm going insane.
My parents told me to wait at least 6 months before registering my marriage. I came to realize the value of this advice. The sweet person I had known before we got married was now nowhere to be found. Every single time he took his mother's side and told me I had to apologize to her no matter what. From that point on, I no longer had the confidence to live with someone who I was that incompatible with for the rest of my life. This was something that I didn't find out until later, but my mother-in-law thought that I was in a position where I'd regret getting a divorce. So the whole time she was just trying to scare me. My foolish husband just blindly went through with what he thought was what his mom wanted him to do. However, when he saw how firmly I wanted to get divorced, my husband realized that if he listened to his mom, he would miss me too much. So far, he's changed his ways, but only time will tell if he can change forever. That's all for today's story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and leave a thumbs up.
I am back!
It's pretty late, don't you think? It seems a lot later than usual today. I felt like I was waiting forever.
There was an incident that broke out with one of the new hires. Our whole department has been working really hard to try and get them on board. So it has been difficult to leave on time lately.
Really? Is it that bad? What kind of incident happened with them? It seems like you've been in over your head. I'm sorry if you feel bad about it.
It's making me a bit flustered because they got a bit mad at me, but there's not really anything we can do about it. We should be understanding that it must be difficult for them as well. There is so much strife between new hires and their first workplaces. It's always like that. Everyone else is trying to be really understanding too.
It must have been really hard on you to have to go through this again. Do you think that they're almost there?
I will need to check again tomorrow, but I'm sure it will get better soon. Have you eaten yet, Isaac?
No, I was waiting until you were able to get back. I didn't want to eat anything until I could eat with you.
Then we should eat something. You must be hungry. I didn't mean to keep you waiting. You should have started something for yourself to hold you over.
I am. I've been home for a while already. It's okay. I know that it's important to you for me to wait until we can eat together. I don't mind it at all.
Then let's eat something. I think it is good that both of us put a lot of effort into getting to understand each other, even before we got married. It feels good that you understand me well. It feels good that you thought to wait for me.
Me too. I'm glad that we worked out so much of our personalities at the beginning of our relationship.
What do you want to eat? Is there something that you've been craving? I'm trying to think of something we haven't had in a while. We have been cooking in a lot, so I don't know why it's so hard for me to think of something.
I think I could go for some pasta. That always tastes the best in this time of year, and I know that we tend to like similar things after work.
Pasta? That does sound pretty good. But where do you want to order from? This is your neighborhood, so I don't really know what a good restaurant is around here. Is there a place that you order from often?
What do you mean by order? I thought you would have wanted to make it yourself.
What? Why would I want to make it? I mean, of course I know how to make it, but I wasn't thinking that I would have to be the one to do it.
Because you can make it better than anybody else could at a restaurant. I was waiting for you this time to come back home and make it for us. I'm okay with anything as long as you're the one to make it.
I just got back from work. I don't want to have to make anything right now. That would involve getting all of the veggies and everything ready.
It couldn't be that hard. Pasta is the easiest food in the book. And you know how picky I can be. You know how to make it just right.
It's not exactly the hardest thing to make, but come on. I just explained that I had a hard day at work. If I started it now, it would be a while until it'll be ready to actually eat.
It'll take all of 40 minutes. That's not long at all. I thought cooking was relaxing to you. It's not actual work like you need to do at the office.
If it is so easy to make, well, then you should do it. I don't have enough energy to lift even a finger right now. I'm not sure how much longer I can bear to argue about this even.
I mean, I shouldn't be the one to make it. It's your responsibility. We agreed about this.
My responsibility? Why would it be my job to cook it? Or to cook in general? You know how to make everything just as well as I do. What did you do before I moved in? When did we agree on this?
We agreed that you would divide up the housework. You do the cooking and I do the cleaning. We split our loads right down the middle. I'd gotten home earlier than you, so I had time to clean. So now it should be time for you to do your half.
Well, I guess we did agree to that. But I had already talked about being so tired from work. Why would I have to cook dinner now? I don't have the energy for that. Could we just order in? I'll pay.
Are we gonna start splitting up our finances now that we're married? If we keep ordering food out, then we're gonna run out of money. We need to learn to live together and manage our money together. We need to learn how to save money too. If we just blow it on whatever, then we'll be in trouble in the future. It seems like you're a bit lazier than I thought.
How could you just say that I am lazy? Hey, look who's talking! You got home a lot earlier than I did. If you had known you were going to want to eat something specific for dinner, then you had all the power to start it yourself. Why did you think that waiting for your exhausted wife to get home to make you food would be better? I'm not really in the mood to make dinner right now.
How could you be so tired to not be able to make a simple dinner? It just seems like you're trying to evade your part of this deal. I don't really like the thought of that trend becoming more consistent. We decided to split it down the middle. You promised and everything. You should have found a way to make yourself less tired when you felt it happening.
Isn't wanting to order food in one way to evade my exhaustion? That's how a lot of people live. We make money in order to spend it on what would make our lives easier. I don't think spending money on one meal out every few days is going to make any dent in our future savings.
I get that, but we should be counting our pennies more than those people, only to the extent that we can make an easy dinner ourselves. Isn't that how a lot of people live as well? By spending less money on what they know they could do just as good themselves?
I mean, that's not really what I said. We don't go bankrupt if we order food in every once in a while. No matter how well we are able to adhere to the agreements we once made, if there is anything that happens in our personal situations that would cause us to fall short of that, then we should be understanding of it. Is that not what the average spouse wants to do for their partner?
Partners are supposed to keep their promises. What is most important here is that we agreed to do something. It's only fair if we keep that promise to each other. How could we break the most simple promise we made? I want to live with you, or live a fair life at that. I don't want to have to sacrifice these unilaterally for you.
Why? This is all coming from just wanting to order in food. How is that fair either?
I don't want to have to explain any more than this. Do you still need a clearer explanation?
Jeez, Isaac! You can't just give up like this. Why are we having such a petty argument anyway?
I wish that you had tried a bit harder, Sarah. This is our future that we're talking about.
Isaac, I get where you're coming from, but why don't we talk about this again after we have had something to eat? Let's just order in this time. We can talk again after we get more comfortable. I don't want to have to argue about this given that we are in the middle of the situation. I think we would be better off looking back at the situation so that we can talk to each other while we are more level-headed.
All right, but only this time. I didn't think every time we talked about food we would get into an argument.
The movie was really good, wasn't it? It really surprised me. I'm glad we ended up picking this one and didn't go with the safe option we were looking at before.
Me too. I didn't have any expectations going into it, but it ended up being really immersive. I couldn't look away. Yeah, it was a bit more experimental, but I'm glad that the movie industry is taking risks. I enjoyed being familiar with the actors too.
Me either. But it was really quite long, so I am glad it was at least good to support it. I'm really hungry now. Do you want to go and get something to eat?
Sure, I think you paid for the tickets, right? I'll cover dinner then. Where do you want to go? I haven't decided what I'm in the mood for quite yet.
Oh, really? Sure. That sounds okay, I guess.
Why are you being like that all of a sudden? Do you not want to go? We can always look in a different area if there isn't anything around here that you like.
No, it's just... I don't mind you doing that, but it's hard for me to hear.
What? What do you mean? I can pick if you don't want to. If I'm paying for dinner, then I guess I can choose where we go too. I just thought we could do the payment separately, but we could still ask each other what each other wanted, but we are really just using the same money, given that we are dating.
It's not that. I bought the tickets for the movie, and now you want to buy dinner for us? Don't you think that us going halvesies on everything we do sounds a bit weird? I don't really like having to talk about money so much, let alone on a date, and here we are trying to bargain who is paying for what. Shouldn't we have decided how to do this earlier, and then maybe we wouldn't have had to talk about it right now? It seems like every time we go out, we have to talk about money. It kind of ruins the moment. I don't want to have to walk out of a movie and then have to be reminded that we are paying for everything we do, and even separately at that. Maybe I am the one that is just not used to it. I'm sure it is fine.
It is good to be fair in any relationship. If I were to pay for everything for one person and they didn't want to help us out and cover anything, I think that would be the strange thing. That would be the kind of thing that all conflicts arise from when it comes to power imbalances. It would end up feeling like a mother and son relationship rather than a partnership. It's good to treat the other person fairly to avoid this. If we go on playing fair like this, then we can avoid other power conflicts like that. We are only talking about money so often because it's how we're going to build our future together. Dating takes money, and living together will take money, and marriage will take money. I like spending time with you, so I'm willing to discuss problems as they come up, not just when they explode late down the line because we couldn't do it while it was happening.
I think that makes sense, but it still feels weird to have everything we do be cut so cleanly down the middle. I'm not used to that. We should be able to pay for things for each other and not have it feel so transactional. I am sure that the dinner will end up being more expensive than the movie was. Even if we are paying for things that might feel like it will end up being equal, I still feel like I get the brunt of the payment on my shoulders most of the time. We can't just volunteer to pay for something and then it ends up being the other person that pays for most of the experience after all. Well, I don't know. I wish there was a way that we could establish boundaries, but at the same time have it not feel so transactional. I should ask my friends what they do with their boyfriends. I have never heard them complain about this with me. They all seem to be doing just fine with their boyfriends.
Well, then how about we both contribute to a date fund? That might help this feel a bit more natural. I'm sure that some of your friends are doing it too.
What do you mean? What would a date fund be? Like we open a new account and dedicate money to the nights that we go out? Like we set money aside for it?
It could be that we both contribute money when we can to our dates, even though we both don't have to pay for something every time we go out. Instead of us having to bargain like this the moment of, we could have a set fund that we contribute to at the beginning of each month. One of us could just swipe the card where we go, and we wouldn't have to worry about whose money is being used where, because it would automatically just assume that we're contributing the same amount of money. I think it would help with the imbalance you're feeling. It would help us know that we're both using money equally on every experience. And because we're still doing it together, it would never be imbalanced. We buy 2 tickets to see a movie, so that is easy to see how it's split. We two would go out to dinner, and we would order our own portions and eat however much, and we would never feel like we're taking advantage of the other person.
Date fund. I have heard of it a few times before, but I have never been the one to try it out. I think I would be open to it if you think it would be a good idea. It doesn't seem like such a weird idea. I mean, we both have bank accounts that we take money from, so if we were to just transfer some into the fund, then it wouldn't feel like that big of an investment. One payment becomes double because we are both putting money into it.
Then I think we should take the opportunity to try it out. I don't think there could be anything that goes wrong if we were to try it for a little while.
Are you sure? I don't even have any close friends that do that with their partners. How long would we do that for? Would it transfer into other areas of our lives?
Yeah, think about it. Is there any other way that could make this fair? This seems pretty democratic. Besides, don't we pretty much have the same salary? I think this could be the way that we both are able to meet in the middle about our views on money for each other. All relationships ebb and flow with how much effort each partner makes. This could take the financial pressure off while we figure things out.
I think it does sound like a pretty good way now that you explain it like that. Sure, let's try it out for a little while. I could also see it turning into like a symbol of commitment to each other and wanting to spend time with each other. If we are investing in the time that we spend with each other, then maybe if the payments roll over into the next month, we could keep doing bigger and bigger things with each other. We do need to go on a bigger trip. And maybe this would help with holiday presents or gifts, too.
Sounds good. I like where you're going with it. But for tonight, I'll cover dinner because you already got the tickets. We'll look into establishing that separate fund for next month, maybe.
Sarah! It's been a while since we have spoken last. How have you been?
It has been okay. I have been really busy, so I am really sorry that we haven't been able to meet up. You must have forgotten what I look like by now.
Honestly, a little. We've both been crazy busy with work.
Oh, I don't want to forget, so I will give this to you now. I have something for you. Take this.
What is this? Could it be...
It's an invitation for you. We got them all printed out and ready to ship away. I wanted to give this one to you in person.
Wow, the invitations are already ready. Everything is happening so fast.
I will also send you a digital version so you can pull it up on your phone. But this printed one has that photo on it that I really like, so I wanted to show you that one in person too.
Of course! The design on it also came out really well. I am impressed.
You are really one of my closest friends. So before I even knew anything else about the invitation, I wanted to show it to you first.
Aw, why me? Just tell me a time and day and I will be wherever you need me to be. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than your wedding.
Of course I couldn't just summon you the day of. We need to be more formal about this now.
Thank you. Has the planning for the wedding been going okay?
I think so. Everything is getting handled pretty comfortably. But we decided that we would plan everything about half and half. So we've had to spend a lot of time compromising on who plans what.
Have you already moved in with Isaac?
Oh, yes. Luckily, my single room that I had leased out was coming up on its term, so I was able to transition pretty quickly and not be tied down. I thought that signing another lease would have made our relationship a bit awkward, so we decided that it would be best if I moved in with him as soon as I could.
You guys have been doing this half and half thing since back when you started dating. Are you having any issues at his house?
problems at the house? Like me being moved in with him? Everything has been going all right, I think. I was able to move everything I needed into his place fine.
Yeah, I had thought that you would want to move in together to a new house after your wedding. That hasn't happened yet?
No, it hasn't. But it did come up a few times after I had moved in with him. I decided that I will pay for half of the house when that happens. I don't mind having to move in with him in the house that he already has. It was pretty expensive, so he wants to keep it going in the family.
Oh, really? That sounds a bit confusing.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The deposit on my last apartment has come back into my hands, and it's not like I don't have any money from working, so I have just been sending it all to Isaac in order to pay for things. But there are some things that I am not willing to do, so I have been pushing them off until we absolutely have to deal with them.
Not willing to do? Like what? Is there a problem that you're holding off on?
I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about, but the loan on Isaac's house has gone over 55%. If I would contribute my half to that amount, then surely I would be in some trouble myself.
Well, you could look at it like that. I'm not sure I would.
You don't seem to agree with that. Do you think I am looking at it the wrong way? I haven't had too many to consult about it. I'm kind of just doing this out of my own judgment.
Of course not. Not that you're looking at it the wrong way, but I am wondering if you want to be going about your marriage by cutting your lives down the middle. Does everything have to be half and half? It doesn't seem like life actually ever works like that. There will always be sacrifices that either person will have to make.
Right? I seem to be thinking the same thing lately. I do think that it is the most fair thing to do, but I do doubt sometimes if it is completely necessary to the extent that he takes it. We've been thinking about all of your milestones in very calculated ways. It keeps rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah, I agree that it is the best to be fair and reasonable. However, you've been bringing this up ever since you two started dating. Challenging the true intentions of the dating funds and debating whether it has been a good idea or not. Wondering if the dating fund is actually any different than trying to split everything in half anyway.
That's what I'm thinking. Back when I had agreed to the dating fund, we hadn't been using it for all that long, and I couldn't see how it had affected anything yet.
Do you think that it has changed? Maybe some hindsight has given you some more time to look back on it.
I mean, we both put in the same amount to the dating fund at the beginning of every month. I had thought that it was quite useful at the beginning. It seemed very reasonable. But now I am wondering if that is how we should be handling things. For example, I have been doubting if Isaac eats the same whether we go out using that dating fund or not. He can be a really big eater. Sometimes we'll go to a fancier restaurant and he'll end up eating for 2 or 3 people while I am over here eating for 1. How could he do that and then expect us to pay fairly at the end? It seems like I pay for him to eat while he gets to use the fairness card to justify it.
That does make sense now that you've explained it like that. I might have looked at it the same way if I was in your shoes.
It's happened time and time again. It's starting to get petty. I can't just keep getting swindled into spending all that money on him. So I ended up confronting him about it and suggested that we stop doing the shared fund.
What did he say about that? It seems like you were really starting to stand your ground.
We had fought about it again. He kept bringing up that we needed to handle it fairly, and that's why it is the best method. He kept phrasing it as something that was working well. I told him that it had never actually seemed fair to me, but he turned around and called me a glutton for it. And then he told me that I should drop it.
What? You? The deliverer of all things good? Is he not the one eating everything and then turning it all back on you somehow? Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. A few days ago, we actually got into a fight over it. I thought that every time we eat together, it turns into an argument. Even when we would go on dates, this whole dating fund came about after we started to get into an argument. I don't think he ever tries to see it from my perspective.
I mean, all couples can learn more and more about each other through that kind of fighting.
You've never even been married before. How could you come to that kind of wise conclusion? You're getting really good at giving me helpful advice.
I have been with you the whole time while you two were dating and then now getting married. Your patterns have started to become quite obvious, at least from the outside looking in. There was no way to know if it all would turn out all right in the end or not, though.
Yeah, that's true. I had been frustrated by how he talks about it and wanted to say something back to him, but I wanted to wait a few days to think about the most mature way to confront him about it.
You shouldn't want to say anything bad to him. There are good parts within every marriage, right?
Of course there is. When we are both at work all day and keep up with each other, and adding in the occasional date night or something we do on the weekend, our lives together go pretty smoothly. I like his democratic outlook. It's just that maybe I can be protective of my future, and my money, and my family, so I have to stand up for myself sometimes. Other than that, I would say that our personalities match pretty well. We are both with the times and are moving away from anything too traditional. That is a part of why it was so easy to agree to move into marriage with him. We aren't being boarded up by any traditional thinking that our families may have expected from us. I like it.
Then try to focus on those things, and I am sure that everything will work out in the end for you two. It seems like you can see the relationship from both the inside and outside, and that gives you a great perspective shift when you get into arguments or need to act as your own mediator.
I shall try to do that. No matter how hard I have focused on the negative lately, I always have the good days in the back of my mind. So I guess that means there is more hope. I am glad that we can get together and I can just spill what I have been thinking onto you. You have been a great help with my self-doubt. We will be fine. Hi, Mom. Is everything all right?
Nothing is wrong. Do I need something to go wrong in order to call my favorite daughter?
Of course not. I am always happy when you call.
Hasn't it been a while since we've seen each other? Ever since you had been away for work and started getting more serious with Isaac, I feel like we don't see you around here too often.
Yeah, just because of the areas that we both live in and because I have to travel even further away for work. It is quite far away. I've been thinking that we should have dinner together again sometime.
You should have come to my house for the holidays. I can make you everything that you've been missing. I know that you miss the food that we make for the holidays. I should start getting the list ready so that you have something to look forward to.
It sounds like it'll be good. I miss growing up and being able to have all of your food whenever I wanted. It didn't feel so monumental, but now it feels like a special occasion whenever I get to have anything that you make.
You should bring your husband this time, too. I don't think that we've all sat down and had a good meal with him, and let alone at the house.
My husband? Calling him my husband so quickly sounds weird to me still. It's moving fast, but I still feel the same to him as I always have.
Everything is happening quickly, though. You sent out all of the invitations, so now I feel inclined to call him my son-in-law.
You can. And I shall tell him that we should go together to yours for the holidays this year.
I wonder what I should make him that he will like. Does he like anything specific? Maybe something that his family makes and that he'd like to have with us?
He doesn't like anything specific. He eats everything.
That's good. I shall update you on what I am making when the time gets closer.
Thank you. I will let him know that we should stop there for the holidays. He will be happy to sit down with you and catch up.
Right. I actually wanted to call you to talk about your apartment.
What do you mean? What apartment?
The apartment that we have come into possession of from your grandmother.
Oh, that one. But I had ended up getting a different apartment because that one was far away from my company. Is that one still open? Why do we still have it?
It was really supposed to be yours all along, so I wanted to bring it up to you again. It seems like we were putting off talking about it, so I wanted to bring it up again and talk about what you want to do with it. Do you really think that we should just sell it?
Oh, I didn't think that you were still worrying about it. Yes, I think that doing away with it would be the better plan.
It was yours to have, so I didn't want to do anything with it until you decided. You are getting married so soon.
Yeah, I'm going to be moving in with Isaac anyway, so I think that we should cut ties with it.
That halfsies marriage that you've brought up with him, is it because of that?
Yes, we decided that I would move in with him and we would start our marriage in that house. So there won't be a need to have that apartment anymore.
I know we have talked about it before, but I just want to let you know again that I am not too fond of that halfsies mentality when it comes to marriage. I mean, I don't mind that you are preparing everything half and half, but to have him push that everything needs to be cut in half without any flexibility seems to be
I mean, where on this earth is there someone that only has green flags? I was uncomfortable with it in the beginning, yes, but he has actually been very reasonable and rational about everything that we do, so I don't mind it anymore.
Well, if you are okay with that.
Yes, so I think that we can go ahead and figure out what needs to be done with that apartment in order to get rid of it. I don't want to hold on to something that I know I won't need given the present situation. Unless you'd want to keep it for yourself and maybe see if someone else in the family might need it for something in the future.
It seems like such a shame to get rid of it, though. Don't make any rash decisions. I will hold on to it for a little while longer. If it is the case that you need money from it, I will figure out a way to lend you some money. I don't want to hold on to it myself, knowing it is your right to have it. You can decide to use the money that you sell it for if you need to put it down on something else as well.
Of course not. I do have money. I am able to fund everything that I need for our marriage. We don't need money from that apartment. Rather, we are fitting the marriage and wedding to our current scope that we are willing to handle, and then we are cutting that in half.
Okay, I guess there is nothing that I can do if you have already made up your mind. Do what you think is right.
But I will think more about what you said, about the apartment.
Okay, I am fine with that.
Hello? Is everything okay? I saw that you called me quite a few times.
Yes, I called a few times before. How could you see my calls go through and not pick up?
Well, I am in the office right now. I was in a meeting and couldn't pick up the phone for you.
You always say that, you know. If someone else could hear what you talk about, they would think that all you do is work for that company.
It hasn't been very long since I have gotten my promotion, so I have still been busy adjusting.
Hey now, everyone is trying to get paid more. Don't try to boast about what you've been doing. If you try and hold your promotion over everyone's head, won't you make Isaac upset? Try and be more considerate. He will be getting a promotion soon, too.
Sure. I will keep that in mind. I know that Isaac works very hard. There will be a time where we see that happen, because we saw it happen with me. Who would get a higher salary just by sitting and staying quiet?
Huh. Why do you keep one-upping me? You don't know how to just take a loss.
I'm not trying to say anything bad. Anyways, did you have something that you wanted to talk about? Why did you call so many times? Is there something urgent that you need to talk about?
I wanted to call and ask about a problem with your marriage.
Our marriage? What problem?
Yes, I was waiting for you two to talk with each other and start planning everything out. About the wedding plan and fees. I hope your family is putting up enough to make it a nice wedding. I sure do have high expectations. You realize a gift for the mother of the groom would also be in order.
What? The wedding budget? Why do you suddenly want to talk about that?
What do you mean, suddenly? Are you saying that you have already talked about it and I just haven't received it yet?
It's not that, but we decided to pay for our relationship half and half between the two of us a long time ago, and we're planning on doing the same for our wedding. It won't be that glamorous if that's what you're expecting.
So you're saying that in order to do this half and half, you're having a cheap wedding? It's such a shame you can't respect tradition.
What?
The wedding, and who pays for it, is a very important aspect of marriage. It's been that day for all of history. Why have you decided that you can just look past that? You're going to be united in marriage. The wedding means something. The bride's side pays for the entire wedding. That's tradition. It's symbolic. Do you understand? Isn't that not an essential part of showing the family that you are committed to their son? Have you not talked about this with Isaac?
Oh, my mom did bring that up, but I dismissed it right away.
What? Why would you dismiss it?
Because it is my marriage and not my family's. I mean, times have changed and each couple decides what kind of wedding and marriage they want.
We have talked about this already. Do you think that a marriage is only between the two people actually getting married?
Isaac and I had decided long ago that we would get married for and by ourselves, so there is no need to interfere between two adults that want to get married out of their own volition and happiness. Besides, Isaac was the one that suggested doing everything half and half from the point that we started dating. Did you know that? It was something that even I was hesitant about, but he insisted that it was the best way to go about things. This whole time that we have been together, we have been paying for everything half and half, and he has justified it by being more reasonable and more effective that way. So we have pushed that thinking into the marriage as well. What are you saying? So we don't want to do anything that can't be reciprocated by the other person. We have already arrived at our decision about that. If you have any questions about it, I think that you should talk to Isaac about it and not me. Why? You are saying that the wedding isn't something that can be handled by your side of the family. Yes, we think that way. You're entering a new marriage, but you are saying that you won't do something that benefits the family. I am all for being reasonable and fair between two people, but this isn't something that you just let go of so lightly. It is marriage. There is a legal aspect to it. Well, if you keep pushing it, don't you think that is going to hurt Isaac? What do you mean? That traditional thinking that you have. Don't you think that it should be reflected with Isaac's house loan payments as well? What do you mean? The house? You're the one that is moving into Isaac's home. How could you say something so stupid after getting to move into a brand new home for your marriage? Hey, don't you know that his loans have surpassed 55%? How could that be called moving into a brand new home? We have decided that I would even be contributing to those loans. I promised that I would be paying my half of it. If I was really taking advantage of him like you say, I wouldn't be paying for any of it. Hey, look, where in this country can you find a brand new home that doesn't put you in a little debt? I understand that. That is why I asked Isaac to not make any unreasonable suggestions about where we were going to move in together. The real estate has really changed since you might have had to look for somewhere to live. So I don't think that we should be making any unreasonable demands considering how expensive everything has gotten. If you want to talk about this anymore, I suggest that you talk to Isaac about it. What would I talk to him about? About your concerns with how we pay for the wedding. I can talk to him about it too, but you should call him to speak with him directly. You're going to tell him about this? Why wouldn't I? A couple that is going to get married should be able to discuss these kinds of things together. How could you do that? I really have to go back to work now. I will talk to you later. I apologize for not having more time. What? Hello? Your mother called me today. We ended up talking for quite a while.
Oh, about what?
That my family should be paying for the entire cost of the wedding. She wants a fancy gift and a flashy wedding, it seems. I thought that we were deciding against that. I didn't know what to say to her. She just kept insisting and insisting that I had been thinking about this all in the wrong way.
Huh? Why is she suddenly talking about our wedding finances? What could have made her bring that up?
Oh, thank goodness that you thought that was sort of strange as well. I didn't know what I was going to do if you hadn't agreed with me on it. We would have gotten into another argument.
What do you mean?
I was worried that you may side with your mother and say you want me to ask my family to pay for our wedding. It wouldn't be very fair to me, I think. With that whole half and half thing that we decided on, I didn't think that was ever going to come up. So I am happy that you see it that way too.
Oh, really? When did I say that?
What? Why are you being like that?
I mean, I haven't thought at all about wedding traditions, but now that it has come up, I may need to think about it.
What? Why are you bringing up tradition? I thought that we settled this a long time ago.
Is it not? Weddings are a ceremony based on tradition, so maybe this is a different situation from our costs of living arrangement. It is a union of two families after all. Your family should show some sort of gesture to my family. Gifts are definitely a must. Maybe a dowry?
Where in this country has anyone had to pay a dowry? What? Are you thinking gold or goats? I can't believe you would even mention a dowry. You realize this is the 21st century. The world has changed from that kind of thing.
But there are still some things that are traditional. Is a marriage itself not tradition, and all the legality involved with it?
If you keep wanting to follow tradition, should I start bringing tradition into this too? Have you thought about this from anyone else's perspective than your own? Tradition happens from both sides, you know.
What kind of things would you want to bring in?
If we were to follow tradition, then you would have to prepare a house and I would only have to prepare for the wedding.
This is my house. This is in my family, and it will stay that way.
I told your mother about the house as well. I mentioned the fact that a house shouldn't be buried in loans when you begin living in it. This house we are in right now belongs more to the bank than it does to us.
Do you think that any person can get a loan taken out for a house? It all came from my credit in my workplace. It is all my intangible assets.
Why are you getting mad about this? You're the one saying that we should follow tradition now. You can't just go back on everything that you have made me agree on when it is convenient for you.
Because you're saying things that are ridiculous.
Does it not make sense with what you are suggesting? If you want to follow tradition, then that is the tradition. If you're allowing tradition to benefit you, why are you not insisting that it should benefit me too? We have been using your fairness philosophy since we were dating and now in the marriage. So I think that is what you need to explain yourself to your mother. I shouldn't be the only one that has to pay for the wedding or some extravagant gift for your mother.
Well, all right. I'll talk about it with my mother. Did she say anything else?
No. That was all that she wanted to talk about. I thought that this would have ended easier between us, but I guess nothing ever can. We can talk about it again later.
Ugh, fine. Honey, what is it?
What? Oh, it's a sales contract.
A sales contract for what?
I mentioned that I had an apartment. I ended up selling it.
What? Why would you sell that apartment without talking to me about it first?
Why would I have to tell you first? It was my property, so I decided that I could sell it myself. I just talked to a realtor and have it sold officially all by myself. Of course, I told my parents about it.
What? You should have told me. How could you be handling such a large amount of money and not get permission from me first?
Permission? What are you saying? It is my asset, and so I am able to handle it myself. Why would I have to let you in on every transaction I make? Permission from who? From you? Why would I have to get permission from you instead of my parents?
Oh, stop trying to twist my words.
I'm not trying to twist your words. I am talking about getting permission from my parents. I talked to them about how I view the apartments and we settled it like that. But why would I have to say whatever to you in order to get permission?
Well, it's fine. I said the wrong thing. It's not getting permission, but I'm just saying, we should have discussed it. We're partners now. Shouldn't we be discussing big things like this together? Moreover, we're partners. There aren't my assets or your assets. We need to handle everything as if they're joint assets.
What are you trying to say? No matter our legal partnership, we have always had everything split down the middle. You have your assets and I have mine. Are we not trying to transfer that thinking into our marriage as well? I have been hearing the whole time that this is how you wanted to do things. Why has it changed all of a sudden?
What do you mean? It's not that. When people are partners, money becomes a joint right and thus a point for joint discussion.
Who does that? Plus, that is not being fair.
What? Unfair? How can a partnership be unfair?
The more that we grow together as partners, the more we need to establish boundaries and be fair. Why are you trying to change your approach to this all of a sudden? It isn't like you.
What do you mean?
Besides, we have another thing that we need to touch on.
What?
We aren't even partners yet. Don't cross a line.
What, cross a line? Me?
Yes. The contract and other complex problems like this keep coming up, and I ended up having to move in with you. But that doesn't make us automatically partners. We haven't had the wedding, and we haven't made it official in contract that we are getting married. So if I were to leave this house, there isn't anything that I would have to come back for. Keep that in mind.
Sarah, why are you saying this?
Living together has always been a stereotypical view of marriage, but it has always been a disadvantage for the woman involved. So, don't say anything like that for now. I don't want to be at the brunt end of any agreements.
Why are we getting so serious all of a sudden? Fine, we'll call it how you want it, but we are not partners yet. But we are getting ready to be partners. Can we not say that? Given the context, why are you making such rash decisions about your assets? You didn't think it was going to be a problem. It's a problem that you didn't talk to me about selling the apartment before. I would have wanted to help you. Plus, the fact that you sold it for dirt cheap is also a problem.
Who says that I don't know what I'm doing? I got what I thought was right for it. I can do that just fine myself. Who can tell me that I did a bad job for doing what I thought was right? Just looking at the places we work at, you can see that. I got a promotion faster than you did. And I even make more than you do now.
Why do you want to talk about our salaries now? Are you trying to slap me?
Who said I wanted to do that? Given the current situation, I just wanted to make it clear that I am not doing worse off than you. Why do you feel like you can treat people like this?
No matter how well off you are, there is always a man that can do this kind of stuff better.
We're talking about how I have the right to handle my assets myself. When did you turn this into a problem about men and women?
Even this apartment was just some small place in the countryside. Do you think that they would look at a young woman and give her what the place deserved? Why would they do that?
What? The apartment wasn't that run down. Who could say that it was just something to throw away?
That's not what I'm saying. I phrased that wrong. Whatever. You wouldn't stand a chance against a good realtor, even in a small city.
Ugh, the fact that you were calling this place worthless. We were given this place from our grandmother. Did you think that you were criticizing something that I invested in?
What? What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Whatever. We need to think about some things now.
What? What are you saying that we need to think about?
I don't think that I want to stay here tonight. I'm going to go out and stay at a friend's house. I think it would be best if you thought about what we've talked about today without me here.
Hey now, oh wait a second. You're just gonna leave like this?
I need to arrange my thoughts.
Oh, we should have talked it over then.
I don't want to. Stop trying to keep this argument going.
Sarah?
Hello? You really have no intention of picking up on my first call. You really should try to pick up faster. Sure. Is everything all right? Where are you right now? What? Right now? I'm at work. I work every weekday at this time. Not that. Where are you staying right now? Isaac told me that you two were fighting, so that you haven't been at home lately. Oh, yes. Did you talk to Isaac about what happened? Why would I listen to something regarding you two that doesn't matter? Should I ask him what happened then? No, I don't mean that. So Isaac and I had a fight over some things that we were disagreeing about. So right now I am at a friend's house thinking everything over. But it has already been a few days now. You can't just stay out that long as a woman. You need to go home. What could have made you so mad that you needed to pack your bags and leave him there? Who does that when they are married? No matter how hard things are, you need to swallow your pride and stay with your husband. As you get older, Isaac will always be older than you, so you should learn to listen to him. All right? Did you hear anything about why we were fighting? I know it was about the wedding costs and who pays. It is pretty obvious. If you are going to be my daughter-in-law, you will need to learn how to control your mouth. These things that we talk about, you and I, don't always need to be argued about with Isaac. Haven't you realized that yet? What? Why? That whole argument was related to our marriage. It was obviously something that needed to be discussed. Fine, I get it. I get where you are coming from. Now you need to stop protesting and get back home to Isaac. If he doesn't have you at home, how is he going to eat anything? What? You're starting to say some strange things about me. Do you think that getting married to Isaac is all about being able to find someone that can feed him every night? That is all that my role is going to be? So Isaac wasn't eating anything while he was living alone? Look, why are you trying to twist everything that I am saying? Have you already forgotten about your half and half agreement? I heard all about that. Are you not on dinner duty? So So you are just trying to make his life harder by skipping out on your duties to him. You're insisting on splitting the cost of the wedding with Isaac, right? So isn't going back to being fair how you are going to be dealing with your marriage? So is this not something worthy to be talked about? Oh, the world has changed so much, but you still aren't willing to put the work in to actually make it equal. I guess I am going to have to put up with this. This is going to be great. You're being quite aggressive about this. How am I being aggressive? You're the one being stubborn and aggressive. Me? What have I done? Not to me, to Isaac. What have you thought and not thought about in regards to him? If you were to get married, then you surely will have to deal with the joint ownership and have to deal with the responsibilities that come with that. But you still decided to go out and sell that. What? What are you referring to? That really tiny apartment that was under your name. That was in your possession, wasn't it? No matter how small and run down it was, you decided that you could do that all by yourself. That is something that you need to handle as partners. You need to ask and consult that with your husband. Why didn't you do that? That is my personal asset. It was put into my possession from my grandmother. Not even my parents could interfere in the legality of that asset and its relationship to me. I am obviously able to do whatever I want with a personal asset. I don't know why you or Isaac are making such a big deal about this. How could you be saying that I am the one making this a big deal? You know you are. If you haven't, why have you been talking with Isaac about it? There's no reason for you two to have discussed anything about it. I don't know why I have to sit here and listen to this from you. What do you think about you and Isaac becoming a partnership? Obviously, men and women have different roles when it comes to marriage. That economic responsibility should be the man, and that means you have to discuss your financial matters with Isaac. You are becoming confronted about this now because you didn't discuss it with him. You just went behind your future husband's back and did as you please without consulting him. Sitting there explaining why you can't pay for the wedding and arguing why all of this isn't fair to you. I just don't feel you're serious about this marriage at all. There's no commitment. That is really weird of you to say to me. Besides, the fair and just argument was started by Isaac. But after we decided that we were going to get married and started living together, everything that he said started to get less and less fair. What do you mean? I really respected Isaac's beliefs, but I didn't know it was going to turn out like this. I can't keep interpreting whatever Isaac says as something good anymore. I don't want to accept the Fairness Act anymore. I quit. What? Are you saying that you want to break up with him? Yes, I am going to talk to Isaac about this on my own. What? Do you think that canceling this marriage is this easy? You already sent out all of the invitations. Why has everything changed now? I think that canceling the wedding and breaking off the engagement will be the easiest thing that I have had to do in this nightmare with your family. Wait a second!
You told my mom that we're gonna end our engagement?
She already called you about it?
Don't try and stir the conversation away from it. Are you really trying to end the engagement?
Yeah, she's right. I don't want to live my life with you anymore.
You're really immature. This is ridiculous. You're saying that one disagreement we had is ending and calling off our engagement? Sarah, do you think that marriage is gonna be easy? Do you think calling off an engagement like this is gonna be easy for us all?
Does it look like I am handling this lightly? I am not joking. I am being serious.
You need to consider the context and at least try to establish a solution. What is it exactly that you're doing right now?
Do you think anything came out of that conversation we had? You were arguing for complete adherence to tradition, but before you were arguing for our entire relationship to be reasonable. Do you think those things together make this seem fair to me at all?
Everyone else does this.
I was choosing to live differently than everyone else by marrying you.
What do you mean?
You're your whole philosophy on dating fairly. That was the whole belief that has led our relationship. I ended up finding a way to enjoy that, so I was ready to marry you under the same conditions. But now you are not following those conditions in the original way you had been. The more I look at how this is turning out, the more I think I have made the mistake to try in the first place. I have learned that much from this experience.
Do you think getting out of this relationship is going to help you? Don't you know the woman in the engagement usually ends up worse than the man after it's called off? On top of that, you ended up selling that run-down apartment, so you don't have anywhere to live in. Where are you going to live knowing how you're acting right now?
So the woman takes the hardest hit? What do you mean the way that I am acting right now? Is this the 1800s? Why are you saying such outdated things about women? Besides, I am the one taking the biggest blow. Have you looked at your own situation? You had given me no benefit in trying to marry me. I chose you myself. Looking at you right now, I think I have made the wrong choice.
What? I am the wrong choice? Are you done?
Yep, I'm done.
Sarah, do you have no concept of the economy? How money works? Do you think that ending the engagement is going to help you? Are you out of your mind? Do your parents know about this? I don't understand how you could come to this decision.
Aw, thank you for caring about my parents. But they already know about this, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Hey, Sarah, did I say anything wrong? Yes, my mom brought up how the bride's side traditionally pays for the wedding, but then I went against her and decided to side with you. Do you not think that I was being sincere? You don't even have to give her a gift. And that apartment, you were the one to only discuss it with your parents and leave me out of it. That was your own fault. So why are you trying to say that it's mine now?
You still can't let go of that apartment. I really don't have anything else to say.
I am right, so you better have something to say about it. You're trying to get rid of me? You have no concept of the economy, so it seems like I'm really the one to get rid of you. Do you understand that?
So you are accepting the fact that I want to end the engagement? Thank goodness, because I have nothing else to say. Wait, I do have one more thing to say. I had been thinking that you and my parents may have had a misunderstanding.
About what?
About that apartment. The one you keep thinking that was good for nothing out in the country in some remote city. About that. It was an apartment that was handed down from my grandmother.
What about it?
Our grandmother is quite infamous in that area. You kept dismissing it as some rundown apartment, but she wasn't someone to have that kind of thing in her possession.
You think that nameless apartment building would have anything good in it?
Who said that?
What do you mean?
The apartment is in the middle of one of the most populated cities in America.
You don't have to lie if it's not.
Why would I have to lie about that?
Then why did you give it up to find another apartment?
It was far away from my workplace. That was it.
What?
What do you mean? Do you think it is calculated differently? Do you know how much apartments go for these days?
No, of course not.
Of course not. I can hear the money cashing in right now. Well, if you're curious, I will let you know how much I got from it. The price really went up when I went to cash it out. I think it was about $500K.
What?
How are you surprised by that? Oh, I think it is more expensive than your place right now. That's probably why. Don't try to compare it so much to this place. If you hadn't sung your half and half philosophy so loud and proud, then maybe we would have gone into that apartment instead. I had thought about moving into that apartment this whole time, but you had pushed it on me from the very beginning. As you say, exactly, half and half, always. Won't living completely equal solve all of our problems? I really respected it. I had agreed. So I had sold this apartment by myself.
Why do you think that this is something important to say right now?
What part? The location, the price? Why is it so important? If we were going to be half and half anyway, should I have brought the same amount to the marriage that you were?
Sarah, can't we just start over?
What would be different? I liked your half and half mentality.
Well, sure, but let's relax for a second. Let's start talking about this from the beginning again.
What do we have to talk about? I don't have anything else to say to you.
Sarah.
Why would I want a man that only changes his mind after being introduced to some expensive asset that his wife may have? Besides, did you just agree to calling off the engagement?
Hey, at first I just said that out of spite.
You shouldn't do anything out of spite.
Sarah, I'm really sorry.
I'll act like I didn't hear that. Let's agree to not see each other again.
Sarah?
At the beginning of my 30s, I was the average woman. I agreed to marry a man that I had been dating for 4 years prior. But when I think about it now, I was very confused at the way that he wanted to date me, and it seemed out of the ordinary even with my progressive outlook. He argued that we should always do everything completely equal. He suggested that we both contribute to a date fund with his justification that it was the most fair system we could put into place. He persuaded me at the beginning, and I ended up agreeing. But as time went on, I started to think differently about that date fund system and came to the conclusion that it actually wasn't very fair at all. Even thinking this, I just disregarded any inconvenience we had related to it while we were dating. We would always find a way to resolve our problems through conversation. Naturally, we ended up deciding that we would get married after a while. Of course, the marriage would also be very equal. I had an expensive apartment in a bigger city waiting for me, but because we were going to run our marriage as equal as possible, I didn't think anything of it. I was ready to commit to his philosophy. But he ended up getting mad about me not informing him that I would get rid of the apartment, even though it was my personal asset. On top of that, using antiquated traditional beliefs as her justification, his mother started to coerce me into paying for the entire ceremony. He had wanted to stay as equal as possible, but now wanted me to follow tradition. He was fine with me paying his loan, but he still wanted to follow other traditional gender roles, so there was a big contradiction on his end. He would say that we need to operate equally when it benefited him, but then was okay with being traditional and not equal when it only benefited me. I don't want to try and understand that philosophy anymore, so I ended up calling off the engagement. In the very end, his mother and him kept degrading the apartment and saying that I was holding it over their heads. But it was a slap in the face for him when he found out that it was the exact opposite, and that the apartment was sold for over $500K in my name. I keep getting phone calls from them asking if I would ever reconsider, but I have to say I don't feel sorry for them. It was especially difficult for them to accept that I could just have all of that money from the apartment and then turn my back on them. We had already sent out the wedding invitations, but I think that calling off an engagement is easier than going through a divorce. So, I hope to settle into my new life separated from him. Thank you for listening to this story. Thank you for lending an ear to my story. It means more than you know. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.